The genesis of Purgatory Road was a road trip that I took through Northern California with the co-writer of the film, Tom Parnell. We were driving along Highway 1 and there was a van, slow-moving van in front of us. We were getting a bit frustrated as we wound our way through Big Sur, very spectacular part of Northern California. And I remember it occurred to me thinking, what if that van in front of us was a confessional van? And they were stopping in towns along the way and hearing confessions. Perhaps these are towns that no longer have their own church, so every now and then the priest passes through towns and takes people's confessions. That was the genesis of the film. For me also, I love the idea of self-contained worlds on the move. Like, in a sense, it's like an extension of the Road film. But one film I loved growing up that I saw, I guess, at an age that it influenced me quite a bit was the Fellini film La Strada, which was Anthony Quinn and Giulietta Massima. They were sort of carnies, performers that are traveling along the road in a little, wasn't a van, but it was like a carriage that was drawn by a horse, like what you'd call in the old days, I guess, like a wagon. And they lived in that world. That was their world. We expanded it in the movie, of course. They don't live in it. In an initial draft, they did live in it, and then we changed that for various reasons. That it would be something more, though, that the confessional is a mobile confessional, and that they're traveling across the South, and the South seemed like the best place to set it. Originally it was Northern California, but it didn't make sense to set this kind of movie in Northern California. But the Southern setting really worked for the movie, I felt. But the genesis of that was that initial trip. And then we spent, say, 3 or 4 days on our way up to Mendocino. While we're up there, we discussed it more, and it started to evolve from there. And then 17 drafts later, we were shooting the movie in Mississippi.